Hey, it's Lisa with Easy, where I try to do better, be better, and share with you too. Today is the 6th of June, 2025, and I'm going to finish reading in the Apocrypha in the Edgar Goodspeed book, in the first book of Macabees. I think it's verse, I didn't circle it. It was it was 12. Did I read that, all of that? I don't think I did, because it was kind of long, right? So, I think it was from 40 to 74. Or was it? I think so. Yes, I finished this page, yeah. So I'm going to read that in a second. It is pretty hot here already. It's 2:35 and it is like 95 out here. It's pretty warm. I'm going to okay, so the word for the day, I looked up this is a word that I was curious about what it meant. Ignominy, Ignominy. I read it today when I was in the Bible. It was in Proverbs, and that means disgrace, dishonor, public contempt. And it says he's also dealing with the ignominy of having his own father labeled a traitor. Ignominy. So that was the word. I've never heard of that word either. And I wanted to say a prayer that my good friend sent me today. I wrote it down because probably didn't even put it in here, did I? Yeah, good. Because my phone is in there charging. It's acting up my other phone. Anyway, dear Father, I want to pray for me and all that are listening to this, that in this beautiful day, may you, Yah, God, take care of all of our needs, which your life with joy, touch your life with joy and contentment, bless your hearts with love and faith, and comfort your souls with inner peace, and grant you all with good health now and always. In Jesus' name, amen. It's a good one. That is a good one. We want to have that with us every day. All right. So, let me get my glasses on so I can see here. It's all like icky. Dang it. Today's been a busy day already for me. Every time it's like sundown tonight, Sabbath, it seems like I'm running around trying to get all the chores done. Also do my videos, also do my work. It's like, Okay. Anyway, I'm not complaining. I'm just venting, sharing. All right, so then Jonathan sent to King Demetrius, asking him to expel the garrison of the citadel from Jerusalem and the garrisons from the strongholds, for they kept fighting against Israel. And Demetrius sent to Jonathan and said, I will not only do this for you and your nation, but I will greatly honor you and your nation if I find an opportunity. So now please send me men who will fight for me, for all my troops are in revolt. So Jonathan sent their 3,000 able-bodied men to Antioch. I read that already. I am sorry. We are in 12. I didn't know if I did or not. I've forgotten. I didn't mark it. Okay, so 12. Chapter 12 in the first book of Maccabees. And Jonathan saw that the time was favorable, and he selected men and sent them to Rome to confirm and renew friendly relations with them. And he sent letters to the Spartans and to other places to the same effect. And they went to Rome and went into the Senate house and said, in quotations, Jonathan, the high priest and the Jewish people have sent us to renew friendly relations and alliance on their behalf as they have been heretofore, in quotations. And they delivered in each place letters addressed to them, asking them to see them off for the land of Judah in peace. This is the copy of the letter that Jonathan wrote to the Spartans. In quotations, Jonathan, the high priest and the council of the nation, and the priest and the rest of the Jewish people send greetings to their brothers, the Spartans. In former times, a letter was sent to the high priest, Onias from Arius, who was then king among you, to say that you are our kinsmen, as the copy of it that is appended to this shows. And Onias showed honor to the man who was sent to him and accepted the letter, which contained a declaration of alliance and friendliness. So, though we are in no need of these, since we find our encouragement in the sacred books that are in our keeping, we have undertaken to send to renew relations of brotherhood and friendliness with you, so that we may not become entirely estranged from you. for it is a long time since you sent to us. So we, on every occasion, unremittingly, at our festivals and other appropriate days, remember you at the sacrifices that we offer in our prayers, as it is right and proper to remember kinsmen. We rejoice in your renown, but many hardships and wars have beset us, and the kings around us have made war on us. We have not wished to trouble you or to other allies and friends about these wars, for we have the help that comes from heaven to aid us, and we have been saved from our enemies, and our enemies have been humbled. So we have chosen Numenius, the son of Antiochus, and Antipater, the son of Jason, and have sent them to the Romans to renew our former relations of friendliness and alliance with them. So we have instructed them to go to you also and greet you, and to deliver to you our letter about the renewal of our fraternal relations. Now please reply to us about this, end quotations. And this is the copy of the letter which had sent to Onias. In quotations, Arius, king of the Spartans, sends greetings to Onias, the chief priest. It has been found in a writing concerning the Spartans and Jews that they are kinsmen and that they are descended from Abraham. Now, since we have learned this, please write us about your welfare. We, for our part, write you that your cattle and property are ours and ours are yours. So we command them to report to you to this effect, end quotations. And Jonathan heard that Demetrius' officers had returned with a strong force than before to make war on him, and he set out from Jerusalem and met them in the country of Hamath. For he did not give them time to make their way into his own country. And he sent spies into their camp, and they came back and reported to him that they were forming in a certain way so as to fall upon him that night. But when the sun set, Jonathan ordered his men to be on the watch and to remain under arms so as to be ready for battle all night long, and he stationed outposts around the camp. And his adversaries heard that Jonathan and his men were ready for battle, and they were frightened and were terrified at heart, and they lighted fires in their camp. But Jonathan and his men did not know of it until morning, for they saw the fires burning. Then Jonathan pursued them, but he could not overtake them, for they had crossed the river Eleutherus. So Jonathan turned aside against the Arabs, who are called Zabadeans, and he defeated them and plundered them. And he set forth and went to Damascus, and traveled all through the country. And Simon set out and made his way to Ascalon, and the strongholds near it, and he turned aside to Joppa, and took it by surprise, for he had heard that they wanted to turn over the stronghold to Demetrius' men, and he stationed a garrison there to hold it. When Jonathan returned, he called together the elders of the people, and planned with them to build strongholds in Judea, and to increase the height of the walls of Jerusalem, and to build a great mound between the citadel and the city, to separate it from the city, so that it might be by itself, so that they could not buy or sell in it. So they gathered together to build up the city, and part of the east wall by the ravine collapsed, and he replaced it with the so-called, oh, that's a big kind of funky word, Chafenetha. And Simon built Adida in the lowlands, and he fortified it and fitted it with barred gates. And Trypho undertook to become king of Asia and assumed the diadem, and to raise his hand against King Antiochus. But he was afraid that Jonathan would not permit him to, but would fight against him. So he undertook to seize him in order to destroy him. And he set out and came to Beth-shean. And Jonathan went out to meet him with 40,000 picked fighting men, and came to Beth-shean. And Trypho saw that he had come with a strong force, and he was afraid to raise his hand against him. So he received him with honor, and he introduced him to all his friends, and gave him presents, and instructed his friends and his forces to obey him as they would himself. And he said to Jonathan, in quotations, "Why have you burdened all these people when there is no war between us? Come, send them home, and choose yourself a few men to remain with you, and come with me to Ptolemais, and I will turn it over to you, together with the rest of the stronghold, and the rest of the forces, and all the officials, and I will go back again, for it was for this that I came," end quotation. And he trusted him, and did as he said, and dismissed his forces, and they returned to the land of Judah. He left himself 3,000 men, 2,000 of whom he left in Galilee, and 1,000 went with him. But when Jonathan entered Ptolemais, the people of Ptolemais closed the gates and seized him, and all who had come in with him they put to the sword. And Trypho sent forces and cavalry to Galilee and the great plain to destroy all Jonathan's men. And they found out that he had been taken and had perished with his men, but they encouraged one another and marched away in close order, ready to fight. And when their pursuers saw that they were ready to fight for their lives, they turned back. And they all reached the land of Judah unmolested, but they mourned over Jonathan and his men, and they were greatly frightened. And all Israel mourned for him bitterly, and all the heathen around them tried to destroy them utterly, for they said, in quotations, they have no leader or helper, so now let us make war on them and destroy their memory from among men, in quotations. End of chapter 12. That's a lot of fighting, don't you know? It's a lot of fighting. We're still fighting, aren't we? I mean, not really us, the people, but yeah. The greedy ones that are up high, that don't want to share their wealth or information or any of that stuff. It's just pathetic, but that's Satan for you. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you have a great weekend. Thanks for joining me. If you'd like to leave a comment, do. If you haven't subscribed and liked and you want to, do. A reminder. Anyway, other than that, God bless and goodbye.